Afternoon, gemstone lovers. This is David Artinian with Artinian Gems. I wanted to share with you just a couple of findings that are really consistent with those who are successfully able to present and sell colored gemstones. I would say perhaps the most important factor, other than having quality gems, is the power of story. If you have a compelling story to go along with your gemstone, you can outsell the competition every time. Because the reality is, clients can find our gems or our product online at our competitors. They can find our product in other places. However, what they cannot duplicate is the story that you're able to tell them, a legitimate story about that gem. I'll give you a quick example. I was doing a gem show on the East Coast last week, and there was a client who was looking for an aquamarine. In fact, he'd been looking for an aquamarine for many, many years. He was very specific. He'd been online, he'd been shopping, he'd been pricing, he'd been looking at color and shape and everything. And he was determined to get an emerald cut. He wanted an emerald cut in a very, very specific dark color. And he had a very specific price point. So when I went to the store, they told me this, and I thought, oh my gosh, my work's cut out for me here. The store had memoed in a gem that was fitting the parameters of what he was looking for. But anyway, when he came in and we started talking, I began to show him some gems. I took him over to the section of aquamarine. We had several trays of them. I showed him. Now, I did not have one emerald cut. And the aquamarines that I had were a couple of shades lighter than what he was looking for. I had rectangular cushions. And I said to him, when you look at these trays, which one just speak to you? The gem will just jump out at you. And he said, oh my gosh, that one is so beautiful. So I brought it out. It happened to be a fairly large cushion cut. And it was a couple shades lighter than what he was looking at originally. But it sparkled like crazy. I told him the story. I said, listen, I go to remote parts of Nigeria. I buy the rough from the miners. We cut them ourselves. Every gem is a work of art and carefully hand selected. Plus, this gem has not been heat treated. And I began to explain what heat treatment was. But I told him the story that I buy from miners and we could do the complete process. And he became absolutely captivated with the story behind the gem. Now, the gem that he was looking up that was in my collection was about twice as big and about twice the price of what he had been up till that point willing to pay. But he was so in love with the gem and the story that he bought the gem. So what's the moral of the story? Well, it's simple. Tell them a compelling, real story about a gem. Now, you may not be the gem hunter like me. You may not go to remote parts of Africa, but that's okay. You can tell them the history of a gem. You can get the information from the person that you're memoing the gem in from, or you can talk about where you bought that gem and how you selected that gem from a large group of aquamarines or other gems. So I think it's very important that we tell them a compelling story. So I wish you great success as you present and sell colored gemstones, and I hope to see you soon.